No way. Let me clear that. Oh shit. Hey guys. What's up? Let me put you guys there for a better view. Damn, it's been so long, right? Damn, where to start? But anyway, well, today, guys, welcome to the channel. We're going to be installing the Boomba Racing spacers, and I finally got the other set to the spacers because I ordered the throttle body spacer. Like, I kid you not, I waited almost 2 years exactly to get that damn intake spacer, and I ordered it 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years exact in a few days, but I know you guys don't want to hear that. You guys want to get straight to the install, so let's make it happen. I'm just excited to do this, so let me show you what you guys need. And let me wipe that off so you guys can see. What we're going to need is, of course, the spacers, the TB spacer and the intake spacer. We are going to need a 10mm socket. We are also going to need a 7mm socket. This is for the throttle body worm gear clamp that connects the hose clamp to the throttle body. This is just used for the bolts to hold the intake manifold on. And you are also going to need an extension, a decent size one. That's probably 3, 6, maybe 6.5 inch extension or 6-inch extension. This is a 3/8 inch ratchet. That's pretty much what you're going to need. And there are a few bolts on here that are holding the manifold on, as well as the worm gear clamp that you can see down here that needs to be removed in order for you to fully take this thing off. So we're going to put the manifold spacer on here, the TB spacer on here for the throttle body, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with the intake manifold bolts first. So we got one, I'll show you guys too. So we got one here, we got one there, right in the center. You can reach it by going through this hole in the front here. You have one underneath these cables, and you got one right here. It's kind of hard to get to. It's right over by the pulley for the belt. Oh shit. Ha! You son bitch. We're gonna go ahead and remove these. Loosen that up. We're gonna loosen this one up too. Now for this one, we're gonna have to remove this and move this around too. Unhook this. So you pull this up and you pop this out. That way you can just move it around some more. And then this clip here, I'll show you. Sorry if you guys keep getting blinded by the light here. Blinded by the light. Anyways, this clip here just pulls off like so. And then this clip here, you basically just pull up on this one and slide it out. That's what she said. And you'll be able to access the bolt. Now be careful, don't be rough with it and break anything. That is the last thing you want to do. So we got these four all done, and that's pretty much it. I want to say you do have a sensor here that's tied to the intake manifold. What you want to do is just push on that clip and pull it out. So this clip right here, there's a little lever. I don't know if you guys can see that on the GoPro here, but there's a little lever that you push in and it lifts up the connection, and then you just pull it out like that. Now the tricky part is going to be getting at the bolt that's under here. That's going to be a bit tricky to do, but can be done because I'm doing it right now. Just want to make sure it's on all the way. See how it's ready to come off? So I'm going to take this one out, pop the ratchet off, and then unscrew it by hand. Sorry for the commentary. I don't know if you guys are tired of it yet, but I want to make sure you guys know how to do this. And then before I start taking out all the other bolts, I'm going to start loosening up the clamp that's on the throttle body. So we are going to need the 7mm and a 1/4 inch ratchet. I think the stubby should be okay. Yeah. Now there's not much room to get this off for moving your hand, but there's enough. Now remember, I had to do this once before, take all these off, because I had to take the throttle body off because I got a ported throttle body for the ST here. And you're just going to loosen this clamp up enough for the worm gear to give you a lot more slack. Look at me talking about like I know something about working on cars. I've only done all this work myself, unlike some YouTubers. But anyways, I digress. So that's good. We're going to finish removing these bolts up in here. So everything is unplugged. We just want to make double sure, if that's even a word, how you say it, that all the connections are free. There's no bolts hanging down. One thing to note, if you do have a sound composer, you are going to have to disconnect it from the manifold. And I don't know what screws they are because the composer delete is different. So I apologize that I don't know what they are, but I mean, no, they're super easy to find out if you have a socket set. I'd probably start with a 10mm and work your way down from that to see what the size is, but enough with me talking. So the intake manifold is off. You can see the runners that go to the cylinders, individual cylinders. And at this point, there are, if I remember correctly, there are some wiring harnesses that are behind the manifold, behind the mani, that we need to disconnect. So I am just going to pull up and kind of figure that out as I go, because my main concern is not breaking these guys, because that's really what I don't want. Okay, so this sensor that we unplugged from the mani at the beginning, this one right here, there, it keeps going to a connector that's on the side here, and yeah, there we go. I don't want to stretch that too much. Perfect. Now it's out of the way. I don't even have to mess with that anymore. Cool. So we are just going to, oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass because you got that in the way. I really don't want to break that at all. Ah, yeah, those clips. So if you guys can see that, there's that little sensor that's right where my index finger is pointing to. There's a gray clip on there if you guys can't see it, but if you're looking at it, you're looking at the two red wires that are going into the connector. And then you got the gray housing that surrounds the clip. And I think if you just grab onto that, push down, you'll be able to pull that connector out. Perfect. Yep, so you just press down on it, on the gray part, and that connector will come off. Now there is one behind there that you can see that's kind of right above the TB, the throttle body, and there's a serration on one of the sides of the clip. You have to reach back there and pinch it, and then that'll pop that vacuum line off. That's what it looks like, is a vacuum line. So let's go ahead and reach behind there. If you're right-handed, you're really better off going through the right side here, but if you're left-handed like me, or well, it's easier for you to do one hand or the other, I would reach back there, pop it off. There. What I found was helpful was putting your finger in here, that's what she said, and lift up. That way you can get more clearance when your hand's back there, and then you can squeeze it like this, and then just pop it off. It's fairly simple. Hey. Quiet. Thank you. Jeez, I'm trying to make a video. People these days, man, I tell you. Now, oh, these guys. God damn it, I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with. So these guys are the connectors I was telling you about earlier that you need to push down and remove. That's the housing. I will remove the intake manifold and then show you guys a better picture of it. Those are the easiest connectors to remove that are on the manifold because they just slide out, literally. One thing to note is that my back is sore from bending over. That's what she said. And there we go. I'll tell you guys that little trick here soon. You guys want to be careful because you don't want to break anything. Okay, before we go any further, this line goes to the side of the manifold. Sorry to blind you guys again, I didn't mean it to. It goes to this clip right here. You really want to be careful when you're removing this because this green clip comes out, and if you're not careful, you will you will lose this. See how it comes out? Oh, come on, don't drop it. Whew. So it's around the connector like this. What you do is you grab it and you spread these apart and then you just pop it off. And then this will... My dumbass almost broke this. So what you're supposed to do is this piece you're supposed to fucking push down on it, which spreads apart those guys, and you just pop it off. So I will show you guys again. Where was it? Here. So we were trying to get this connector off. That one right there, if you guys can see that, I hope you guys can. So you know how I got this green clip off? So what we're gonna do is, there's a little green tab that you'll see it. I mean, if you're looking at it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. There's a green tab. You push down on it, and you just pop it off. So simple. So dumb. Anyways, then should be able to pull this guy right out of here. The light's right on my face. Oh, we got the cable for the throttle body. That one's pretty easy. Oh, there's a little red tab on there. There we go. There's a damn manifold. There she is, all her beloved glory. So now we'll put this off to the side, and I'll show you guys what I did to remove that clip. So this clip, sorry, I didn't mean to blind you. Stop rolling around. Alright, so this clip here connects to the throttle body. So this red piece is going to be pushed in. I can't really make it do that because... Oh, there we go. So it's going to be pushed in like this. Alright. Then what you're going to do is you're just going to take your nail or whatever, and then you're just going to pull it out. And you just pop it out. Simple as that. Now you're probably going to notice some oil in the intercooler piping. That's normal. You are going to see that from the blow-by. And there's your valves, and you can look at that later. But we are not going to do that because, one, we are installing the throttle body spacer and the intake manifold spacer. I'm going to turn that back on. So this is how it's going to go. The intake manifold spacer, I'm going to clean it up, of course, is going to go in here. This post, that post lines up with the ones that are on the engine block. Just like so. That's how it's going to go, and then you bolt the manifold up to that and you screw it in. But like I said before, we're going to remove this just so I can clean it up a bit. And now we're going to work on taking out this throttle body, which should be fun. Indeed, it is an 8mm. Forgot how tight I put these on. Damn. Here's your throttle body. Now, once again, if you see any oil in here, that's okay, it's fine. Just because it'll blow by. That's usually what the PCV valve system is, or not, whatever. The catch can, that's what it'll help with. Anyways, so here is the throttle body spacer. Alright, so now we have the throttle body spacer on. And now we're going to put this on. Now this is directional, so make sure you put this bulbous part towards this side here, where it bolts up to the manifold. And now, what we're going to do, I don't know why that was there, is put these in. Right. Now, so since the throttle body is on, we can proceed. Look at that beautifulness right there. Boomba. Now we can proceed to put it in the engine bay. Now the hardest part is going to be getting the tube on to the throttle body. That's what I found to be the hardest, in my opinion, to get to. So we're just gonna kind of go ahead and do this. Okay, done. We're all set. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'm just kidding. We got a lot more shit to do, man. Tell you what. TV sensor is in. Go ahead and get everything bolted in. Alright, vacuum is on. The trickiest part is getting these guys back on. Oh, whoops, I grabbed the wrong one. Duh. Alright, so the throttle body spacer is finally in. All I had to do was get it lined up with the piping. Literally just push down and it just went onto the throttle body. Like, I'm not even kidding you. But all I had to do was push down and then it got it on there. And then I put the manifold back on. The spacer's not on there, so don't worry. I put one of the bolts back in the center, just finger tight to hold it on there, and then I stuck my wrench in and just started tightening it as tight as it can go. So now what we're going to do is leave this up here. I'm going to undo this, pull the manifold out, put the spacer on, bolt it all up, and then we're just going to take it for a test drive because I got to get gas anyways. And we still have two sensors to hook up. We have this one, which is, I believe, is a vacuum line. Oh, you mother... I got it. Whew. Okay, so we're going to pop this bad boy off, turn it over, clean up this. If you're buying it used, inspect the gaskets that are around the runners. Make sure those gaskets are good, make sure there's no tears, and you are good to go with that. Okay, sorry for the weird cut, guys. The memory card on my GoPro ran out of storage, so I had to empty it out. But we are pretty much all done with the install for the spacers. The last part that it cut from was screwing the bolts in, and that's pretty much all set and done. All 5 are in, they're all tightened down pretty good. That being said, what we're going to do now is just once more double check all the connections and start her up, make sure there's no leaks, everything's plugged in, there's no engine code faults or anything like that. And then we'll go get some gas, kind of give it a little test run here. And then that way you guys can see my car at night. Little POV test drive. So let's go ahead and get everything all wrapped up. Give you guys a good spot here so you can see what's going on. Let me grab my keys. Kind of need those. to make sure there's no engine lights, everything's running good. Not lean, not rich. Perfect. So that pretty much concludes the install for the intake manifold spacers as well as the throttle body spacer. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to go ahead and kind of get cleaned up, move some cars around, then we're going to go get some gas, test it out a bit, see if I feel any difference. Now, one thing to note is that there has been claims of 30-wheel torque improvement and like 2 horsepower, but that might be right away. But I mean, on a stock car, it's set to hit a certain parameters of horsepower and torque, and when you kind of alternate that and modify it to where you put in more power and so forth, yeah, you're gonna have that boost right away, but eventually the computer is gonna dumb itself down to always meet those targets that it's supposed to. That's why with a tune, it's supposed to unlock all of that and kind of make everything more powerful with modifying the tables and whatever. So I'm gonna go get cleaned up and we're gonna go for a test drive. Nice. Let's go ahead and open up the cutout, shall we? Let's cause some noise tonight. First impressions, I feel like I want to say that I feel something, but I don't really have any room right now to kind of really get on it and see what's going on with this. But so far everything's running smooth. I feel like the throttle response is a bit better. Overall it feels really smooth, but it might just be the placebo effect too, so that's something to keep in mind. But I don't know, I feel like I kind of feel like it spools a little bit faster, but then again, it's a small enough turbo as it is already, and that it still spools up pretty quick. But overall, I have no complaints. It's running really smooth. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great day. And please hit that subscribe button and like it for me. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Monty LSV6 out.